Ladies and gentlemen, although some hockey seasons are over, some are just beginning. Welcome back to the most electric hockey content on the internet. Welcome to Faceoff. Faceoff. You can't see me, says Nick Maraldo, our reigning champ, taking on Jeffrey Gorman yet again. In the top topics of hockey talk will be debated in 3 one-minute rounds. 30 seconds per to get their points across. I will be awarding goals for good comments, funny comments, and potential burials of teams and players and maybe even your opponent.
Okay, I like it.
Playoffs are an electric time for the NHL. I wish the team that I cheered for, rooted for, was going to stick around a little bit longer, but that's neither here nor there. Let's get to this face-off. Period 1. Jeffrey Gorman, it is your puck.
Oh, nice. Okay.
After a historical season and ultimately a 4-game sweep by Columbus, Coach John Cooper said, "We are victims of our own success."
Ooh.
What changes need to happen in Tampa Bay this offseason? Jeffrey Gorman, period 1 begins now.
I hate to go back to the wagon that I'm pulling behind, but I've said it before, I'll say it again. The old dog that shits fast don't shit long. Tampa Bay Lightning, that's on you. John Cooper, wait a second. You have one of the most prolific offensive scoring teams in the NHL. The history of it. And your team's not ready for the playoffs? You get swept in 4? Guess what? You got an extension in March? I say they look into Coop. Nothing will happen. The team will stay the same. The coach will stay the same. But you, my friend, lost that series for your team. You didn't have your boys ready.
Look in the mirror, says Gorman.
I couldn't disagree more. The team is going to change. They've got 4 guys on defense who are going to be unrestricted free agents. They're obviously going to change the blue line. The coach, this thing starts at the top. He sets the tone, and if they keep losing in the playoffs like they have, they've lose in the Eastern Conference Finals, they lose in the Cup Finals. This year they get swept in the first round. That starts at the top. That's leadership. That's accountability. That's on the captains and the coach. We've seen coaches couldn't get it done in one place, change teams. Look at Trotz. He goes from Nashville to D.C., gets a win in D.C.
Period's up.
It happens.
All right, well, go wipe yourself, Cooper.
Like a dog?
Yeah, you know, he shit fast, and he's got to go wipe his ass now.
You haven't used that in a few weeks, and I don't think I would.
You don't have to, but it fit, Pat. It fit. I don't need goals right now. I don't need goals. And from the bottom of my heart to both of you guys, I'm sorry about your hockey season.
That wasn't genuine.
It was.
I didn't care.
No, that is, take that back.
I didn't care
No,
much
I was
for that
being
at all.
sincere there.
The body's still warm.
All right, well, I'm a Penguins guy. You know me.
No, you're not.
Well,
Go.
You bash them all the time.
For lying.
Thank you. Honesty.
all right.
I'm the most honest guy I know.
Yeah, me too.
I'm with it.
Are you? Can you say the same?
I can, and I honestly can say you guys don't have a dog in the fight anymore of these playoffs. So that wasn't sincere. That was not sincere.
That was a fake laugh.
That was
Real
a
gold,
fake
though.
laugh.
Real gold, though, for Nick. All right, let's get into period 2.
All right.
After a tumultuous season and a 4-game sweep at the hands of the New York fucking Islanders, is the championship window for the Pittsburgh Penguins shut? Nick, second period, you're up.
As long as Crosby and Malkin are still putting on that Penguin sweater and still breathing, it's never shut. They're going to have to retool the team. They're going to have to add some speed, add some youth. Maybe we say goodbye to the American hero Phil Kessel this offseason, unfortunately. But that's what you got to do. You got to sacrifice. You got to give up to get some good young players in there. They need to get fast again, and they need to surround the stars with some talent and support those guys. No, not shut.
Okay, well, the question was, again, is the championship window for the Penguins closed? Well, let me start with some of my notes. They got put in a body bag, they got battered, they got bruised, they got bent over, they beat the brakes out of them, they got hoopty danced on, they got molly whooped. So the answer to your question simply is yes. What? I answered the question. I gave you stats to back it up. Molly whooped and put in a body bag.
It's Molly whopped.
Whatever. You get it, though. Sorry, Penguins. Damn. All right. We got a close game. I know that.
Just like the Penguins season, this game's just about over. Last week, you literally quit after the second period.
Well, I had a little bit of a problem.
I believe it's 11-1 now.
11-1.
Yikes.
Maybe now's the time to really just walk it off, especially after you try to bury the Pittsburgh
Not
Penguins.
walking this one off. I've got an onslaught of goals coming up in this third period.
Okay, I'm excited for that.
Yep.
Let's get to the third period. Alexander Ovechkin knocked out 19-year-old Andrei Svechnikov after being challenged to a fight. Was Ovechkin right to knock his block off, or should he have skated away from the young 19-year-old as a Russian legend in this young Russian kid in the NHL. Jeffrey Gorman, down 11 goals. The period is yours.
No, you don't skate away from that.
Goal.
You take on the tango and you go. And now, I don't know if you didn't see it or not, he reached deep into his hockey pants. He pulled out a pint of Russian vodka, hit him right in the kisser on it. 19-year-old kid trying to get in the shorts of Alex Ovechkin. What are you doing, kid?
Whoa.
You cost yourself a game. Or, excuse me, you cost yourself games because of the concussion. I tell you what, that old Russian bear came up and wow, bam. That kid will learn. I'm sorry you're a young Russian. He's an old Russian. Whatever it is, you don't mess with the Russian bear because he'll dance on your face. We saw that.
Let this be a lesson to teenagers everywhere. You should not be talking shit like that to old men, because when there are no consequences like this, there's just a 5-minute major and there are no laws in play, you will get knocked the fuck out, which is what happened. But no, he shouldn't have done it because he cost his team the game. He gave all the momentum and he put another chip on the shoulder of the Carolina Hurricanes. Washington was doing everything right in this series. They blew a few leads, but they held on. They found ways to win. Now all they did was breathe life into a dying storm in the Carolina Hurricanes.
Oh, I like that goal with the storm, the hurricane. You got nothing like that.
I do too have something left.
We can go in overtime if you want.
No,
down
we don't
10.
have to. All
You're
I'm
down
saying
10.
is
What if he would have broke his hand? What if
understand.
Ovechkin breaks his hand on that kid's face?
You know what? Normally, I know how Ovi fights, and he takes chunks out of people's cheeks with his teeth. He's like Hannibal Lecter, and you're lucky your face is still intact, kid.
goal.
Yeah.
His face is not intact.
Well, it's, I mean, if he chipped,
No goal.
if he took this chunk out of his face like Hannibal Lecter,
Yikes.
he ate people. He ate people.
We'll give you one,
Yeah,
just because you're
like-
giving it a go.
Alex Ovi eats people.
You lost by 10 again.
I don't think so. Let's
The
add him up.
champion.
Tally him up.
And once again, the reigning, defending, undisputed, undefeated,
Had a good run.
fresh haircut having guy from Pittsburgh wins another faceoff, Franklin Nicholas Maraldo. I wish the fucking Penguins could have done just something near that awesome in the playoffs.
Hey, here's the good news, guys. Your boys can work on their golf game sooner than later. Gotcha. No?
Next game, he starts
Oh,
1-0.
come on. We can't do that.
Yep.
User's over.
Nope. Yeah, well, it's your fault.
All right.
You could have stopped. You chose not to.
Sorry, Pens fans.
You're not.
Well, I sort of am.
Don't
yeah.
address them.
Why are you sorry? Because ratings are going to go down because the Pittsburgh Penguins are must-see TV? Is that why?
Sydney? Anything? Sydney! Sid! No, still not there.
Goal. 2-0 lead next face-off for Nick.